One of the amazing things about being Catholic is we get to see how God has always given us what we needed to get out of a difficult time, whether it's in our own lives or even in history. And today I want to talk about one of those particular times in history. Many years ago, about 200 years ago, maybe more, there was an error in the church. A lot of people believed that there was no chance that they would ever get to heaven, that they would spend all of eternity in hell. And while hell is real, they had lost sight of the mercy, love, and forgiveness of God. And so Jesus himself began to speak to certain saints, and he began to remind them of the mercy. And he spoke, when he would talk to these people, he would speak often of his merciful, sacred heart. He would tell some of these saints, like Saint Margaret Mary Alacoque, or Saint John Eudes, or Sister Maria Faustina, he would say, remind my people, remind my sheep about my sacred heart. And so today I just want to share with you a little story about the Sacred Heart in my own life. A few summers ago, I was at a parish where I was learning and training as a seminarian, and things were generally going really well. But deep down inside there was a sadness, and a sadness that I was afraid to share with other people. But in the rectory, that's where the priests live, where I was staying, there was one image of Jesus that kept bringing me comfort. It was an image of the Sacred Heart of Jesus. It's simple. It's Jesus pointing to his heart. And I would pass by this painting every day, and it reminded me just to focus on what's important, that Jesus is here with me, that he wants me to remain close to him throughout the day, and that he definitely hears all my difficulties. And I came to really appreciate that painting because it reminded me that Jesus was so close to me. Later that year, I returned to seminary studies, and again, things were getting difficult and I was losing hope and I was becoming really sad. But I didn't want to tell anyone. And I remember one night I was doing my studies and I was mostly really distracted because I was just kind of caught up in these difficulties that were going on, and I was really losing hope quickly. I heard a knock on my door, and I go to open the door, and it's one of my really close friends in seminary. He said something really strange. He had a little something in his hand, but before that he started to say, "Hey Raphael, I was in the chapel praying, and I just got this strange sense that Jesus wanted me to give this to you. And he shows me what he has in his hands. And it was this. It was the exact image that had brought me so much consolation and hope that summer. And I hadn't told anybody about this image. I hadn't told anyone about what it meant to me. And he had bought this for himself and kept it in his room, but then that night when he was in the chapel praying, he sensed that Jesus was telling him that I needed it. And I couldn't believe it because it was the answer to my prayers. And so this image of the Sacred Heart is my reminder. It hangs up in my room now, and it's my reminder that Jesus is always with me. But he's not just with me, he's with you too. If you're willing to listen and you're willing to look around, he always wants to remind us that he's looking out for us and he's with us so much closer than we imagine. So I encourage you, when you pray, to ask Jesus, where are you right now? Where can I find you? Thank you very much, and a happy Feast of the Sacred Heart to you all. God bless, and we'll talk soon.